Hello and welcome to a new series where we talk about different mythological creatures. So many of the books that I've read in the past couple of years have included fae or fairies, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. My own book that I've been writing also includes fae. They're just not called fae. More on that later, maybe. And most of these fae in these stories are inspired by the beautiful, ethereal, almost elven-like fae. I've also been seeing a rise of vampires and witches making a comeback in books, which is awesome. And while I love all of these concepts, as someone who loves looking into and learning about different folklore and mythological creatures, I think there are so many other unique and really cool mythological creatures that we as writers and storytellers can pull inspo from that's not just your typical fae or vampire or witch. As someone who's just interested in this kind of stuff, all of this research has been done on my own, so if any of these facts are incorrect, I do apologize in advance. I believe they were real, so if I'm wrong, let me know, but maybe kindly. But today we are going to talk about banshees, which are creatures of Irish folklore. Now, a lot of depictions of banshees are very gaunt, creepy, and eerie to look at. Makes her look kind of evil, but I don't believe that a banshee is an evil spirit. A banshee is a harbinger of death, yes, but she's also a mourner. She is someone who cries because someone's time has come. And you guys know this about me, I'm horrible with pronunciations, but the word banshee comes from the Irish banshee, which means fairy woman or woman of the mound, and the mound is important because it refers to the ancient burial mounds scattered across Ireland, which were believed to be entrances to the fairy realm. So the banshee isn't just a ghost, she's part of that older, deeper world of the fairy folk. And she's not always just one spirit. Some stories say that there's a banshee for each great Irish family, each one tied to that specific bloodline. Families with surnames starting with O or Mac, like O'Brien, O'Connor, McCarthy, are said to have their own banshee that wails whenever someone in that family's time has come. It's said that a banshee's cry can be heard in the still of the night, and it's a sound that will pierce through your soul. It's not a scream of terror, but a wail of grief, and sometimes it can sound like a soft weeping, other times it's very sharp and shrill. Now, hearing this cry doesn't necessarily mean that you're doomed. Sometimes a banshee is crying for someone who's far away, sometimes she's crying for a soul who has already passed. In some regions, if you hear 3 cries, it means death is near. If you hear more than one voice crying, it means that someone great is about to die, because multiple banshees will gather to mourn them. No one can seem to agree on what she looks like. Some say that she's a young woman, ethereal and beautiful, dressed in white or silver so that it looks like she's glowing in the moonlight. Others describe her as like an old crone with wild hair and red eyes from centuries of crying. There are also stories that describe her as a washerwoman who is scrubbing bloody clothes in a stream or a river, and those clothes belong to the person that is about to die. So, you know. If you're ever taking a lovely stroll through the forest, as one does, and you come across a washerwoman washing clothes in the stream, and those clothes are yours, not the best sign. In some stories, she carries or drops a silver comb, and Irish folklore warns you never to pick up a comb you find on the ground. It could belong to a banshee, and touching it will invite the banshee to follow you home. There's also a theory that the banshee legend comes from the ancient tradition of keening, which is where women would wail at funerals to mourn the dead. Over time, hearing those sounds in the distance, that eerie, shrill cry may have been mistaken for something supernatural. Now, death isn't something to just fear, it's also something that's sacred, and the banshee's wail, though terrifying, is also respectful. The banshee is not celebrating death. She is honoring it, she's grieving it, she's mourning for the person that was lost. So no, the banshee isn't out to harm you. She doesn't chase or hurt or kill or curse. She just mourns. And maybe that's why her legend is so enduring, because deep down I think there's something beautiful about a spirit who stays to mourn us and to cry for those that are about to leave. So there's my little insight into the banshee. If there are any creatures you would like to talk about next, leave a comment. And I know this video is kind of long, so if you made it all the way to the end, I love you. I love you even if you didn't make it all the way to the end, but you'll never know. You'll never know that. Anyways, let me know if you enjoyed this and if you would like me to continue the series. I do have a couple more that I would personally like to talk about, but I'll continue the series as long as there's interest. Thanks for watching.